Hello, I'm Troy Hayden. This is In the Loop. At 12 News, we cover our entire state, including the incredible growth we're seeing right here in the West Valley. From Peoria to Buckeye, from Glendale to here in Goodyear, we cover what's happening for you. Here's In the Loop.
5-year-old Noah Mata.
He's a good kid.
Loves a lot of things.
He's a very funny guy. Are you funny? You are a funny kid. He has us laughing. He has had us laughing since the day he was born.
But when it comes to food, there is one place he is always favored.
Always 2 ketchups.
What's your favorite place to eat?
Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A.
Which is why when his 5th birthday came around a few weeks ago, his mother April cooked up something unusual.
So I was like, I have a crazy idea, and I don't know if Chick-fil-A is going to go for it, but it doesn't hurt to ask.
A photo shoot.
I went down there one afternoon before their dinner rush, and I asked the manager, Naomi, I said, hey, crazy question for you. Can we come do birthday photos in here and like put them on the counter and like do all that? And she's like, heck yeah, we would love that.
Turning a quirky thought into the memory of a lifetime.
And they didn't just let us come in and take pictures. Like, they really celebrated him for his birthday, and I thought that that was just, they didn't have to do that.
If you can be part of someone's joy, why not?
Meet manager Naomi.
We'll be dining with us today. So the Saturday before the photo shoot happened, the mom came in and asked me, hey, is it okay if I do a photo shoot here? And I'm like, sure, why not?
Who says the decision was easy.
I decided to be a moment maker for Noah because he only turned 5 one time.
And just wanted to turn a special day
Just know that there's good in the world and it starts with you.
into a true celebration.
They spoiled him rotten. He got ice cream, he got cookies, he got french fries and lemonade, and he got to hold the little cow.
Did you feel like a superstar? But in a surprising twist,
So,
sense emotion from
sense
you.
emotion, yes.
It was Noah and his family who made Naomi's day.
It was nice. We actually took a picture at the end of him and I. I was doing my peace sign, and he was like smiling. And so like we actually have it posted in the back for everyone to see, to say, hey, one moment can turn into a lifetime.
It's unclear what Noah wants to do for his 6th birthday photos. These will be hard to top,
They're so cute. I think they're probably some of my most favorite pictures.
capturing a fun and silly day.
Thank you for, supporting someone in the community. Is something as simple as that.
A day where a simple act of kindness created a moment that'll be treasured forever. Jay Cunningham, 12 News.
Imagine it's 1 in the morning and your doorbell camera goes off.
Now it's on an almost nightly basis.
You check the video and find a herd of hungry cows at your front door.
Eating their front yard or pooping in their lawn or out here at the park.
The evidence is hard to miss.
Yeah, you can definitely smell it.
In North Peoria's Northlands neighborhood, cow pies dot the sidewalks, streets, and this park. Homeowner Nate Brill says the cattle come to graze on the park's green grass, then wander the streets looking for other plants to munch on.
Now we're starting to see bulls out here, which are, they can be aggressive, and we've got children around.
The cattle roam mostly at night when neighbors like Mike McDowell are on the road.
They're usually dark cows, black cows, and you can't see them, so it's a danger of hitting one.
So where are they coming from? The cattle belong to Bonine Ranch, located half a mile northwest of the neighborhood on the other side of the wash.
I'm sympathetic to everybody involved in this. I know the rancher has been here for a long time. I mean, well before our community was here.
Here's where things get tricky. Under Arizona's open range laws, ranchers aren't required to keep their cattle fenced in unless the area is designated a no-fence district. Northlands is not, as Peoria City Council member Matt Bullock explains.
Basically, they have to kind of protect their property from the rancher. Now, the rancher should do his part as well, because really, that's an investment from a rancher's point of view. As cows come over, they could possibly get hurt, they could fall, they could break a leg, they could get hit by a car.
Bonine Ranch tells 12 News they do have fencing, but off-road vehicle riders often cut through it or leave gates open, allowing cattle to escape. Bonine Ranch says it's open to working with neighbors to find a solution to keep both cattle and the public safe.
Well, it seems like it's gotten worse over the last 6 or 8 months.
The solution seems simple.
Build the fence, keep the cows out, and everybody goes home.
The big question being chewed over, who pays for that fence?
They can't just say that the law is the law and there's nothing more they can do. They need to make some changes because people are really at risk.
In Peoria, Kyle Simchuk, 12 News.
At 17,
You know, I would say my favorite class this year was actually chemistry.
Daniel Gian has already accomplished big things academically.
I would really say that my main motivation came from myself.
He just finished his junior year at Arizona Agribusiness and Equine Center High School.
I would say that my junior year, I was taking 30 or so credits per semester. My sophomore year was a bit more intense.
Where Daniel aced the ACT, something less than 0.25% of students nationwide achieve.
36, a perfect score, was kind of unexpected. When I saw that, I was like, wow.
He did that all while earning a bachelor's degree in information technology, which he'll finish this December.
I chose information technology just because I wanted to start off on like a kind of technology type field. Yeah, it was really special for me because throughout these past 3 years, I've been putting a lot of work into it.
The idea to get a bachelor's degree, he says, came with a bet.
My global studies teacher, he was like, hey, check this out. I was like, kind of want to do it. And he's like, no, you can't, because you're going to go insane.
So the bet was that you would not be able to get a bachelor's degree?
Yes.
Well, you proved him wrong, didn't you?
Yes, I did. Kind of just motivated to do that just because I knew AEC would pay for a lot of it, and I knew that this was an opportunity I would regret not taking.
Daniel is now focused on what's next.
My senior year, I do plan to devote more time to my clinicals class because this school offers a veterinary science program. I also plan to take pharmacy next year just to see if I like it.
His success, he says, came from within and wants others to know they too can do big things.
It's important to keep their mind on the goal that they have established for themselves, and they should really just prioritize what makes them happy or the kind of goals that they have.
Because with the right support, heart, and motivation, the improbable, he says, can be possible. Jay Cunningham, 12 News.
This video was obtained exclusively by 12 News, and it's not easy to watch. Dead chickens, not just a few, or a wheelbarrow, or a front-end loader full, or even a full truckload. This is just a fraction of the 6 million birds dead at Hickman's family farms after avian flu infected the flock. As workers cleaned the barns wearing hazmat gear, most of the chickens were buried here under huge mounds of dirt on the property.
In 3 weeks, we've watched an 81-year-old business go from full blast to zero.
Glenn Hickman is the president of Hickman Family Farms. He walked us through the empty processing plant, empty barns, empty coolers. The losses in livestock, jobs, and revenue are huge, and Hickman's frustration is mounting.
If we got hit by lightning, we'd understand that that's just the luck of the draw that day. But getting hit by bird flu is totally preventable.
The prevention he's talking about is an avian flu vaccine. It's actually manufactured here in the U.S. and it's used in other countries. But because of current USDA regulations, it's not available for commercial bird flocks here in the U.S. Instead of vaccinating birds against the virus, the U.S. policy right now is to destroy the entire flock.
Yet I'm not a virologist, I'm not a veterinarian or anything in between. I'm just telling you that there is no logical reason that we shouldn't be using it here in the United States.
So this really is an endgame pandemic for birds.
Dr. David Ingelthaler is the director of T-Gen North for ASU and has extensive experience with viruses.
I think vaccines should be part of a multi-pronged strategy. Right now, that's the prong that's not being used. I think it really does need to be explored. The vaccines that are used in birds right now have been used really around the world in multiple countries.
We can't vaccinate our chickens, yet we're buying eggs from Mexico to help solve the egg shortage, and they vaccinate their chickens.
The USDA has been less than clear on its vaccination policy, saying only it's studying its use. Part of the issue is the massive industry of chicken meat called broilers being exported. Some countries won't allow importation of vaccinated chicken meat. But Hickman argues his hens are only used for laying eggs and should be allowed to be vaccinated. Democratic Congressman Greg Stanton agrees. He wrote the head of the USDA, saying in part, "I write to strongly urge the U.S. Department of Agriculture to reinstate a comprehensive vaccination strategy that combats the avian flu that's devastating egg producers in Arizona and across the country." A USDA undersecretary then replied, "The decision to proceed with poultry vaccination is complex and considers logistical factors such as trade ramifications." But while federal leaders debate the use of vaccines, Hickman fears what's going to happen as he puts chickens back in his barns.
There's nothing to prevent it from happening again. We have 350,000 baby chicks coming in July, and I have no idea what I'm going to do differently to keep those 350,000 baby chicks healthy from getting the virus again.
Medical care is about to get easier for Buckeye residents.
We are so excited.
With Abrazo West's new medical campus.
What a great opportunity for us to continue to partner with Buckeye, a growing, vibrant community.
Abrazo West campus CEO Hans Driesnack says the idea for this came about 7 years ago after taking a good look at Buckeye's population boom and how they were getting health care.
All over the valley, and some were driving as far as Scottsdale or even downtown Phoenix. So now that these services are right here in their backyard, it really provides a great opportunity. And when you just have it in that proximity, you access it more, which just leads to healthier habits.
Which for Driesnack is their priority.
The ultimate goal is to increase access for this community to healthcare needs.
The new building will offer a variety of services like cardiology, orthopedics, and internal and sports medicines. Buckeye Mayor Eric Orsborn says the campus is greatly needed.
This is part of a strategy that the city and our economic development department have had for really the last decade, and we have the population that's growing out here, and now it's incredibly important to bring those services, and one of the most requested services is medical care in the community.
And we were out here with the team, and it was just a pile of dirt, and then went from there to then their concrete pad, and then to see the building literally come out of the desert, and to create something that is going to bring a service to a community is just so exciting to be a part of.
With an acute care hospital expected to go next door,
there's a lot more to come.
This celebration is just the beginning.
What do you think this building says about the future of Buckeye?
We're here.
And continues the city's promise in putting the needs and health of residents first. Jay Cunningham, 12 News. Exciting things are coming to this dirt lot near North 83rd and Van Buren.
Currently, we're about 90% done with our plans, so we're ready to break ground within the next month.
In 2018, Tolleson Union High School closed its community aquatic facility, the city's only pool. Officials have since been working on getting a new one built.
It was hard because 2019, 2020, COVID hit, and so a lot of the project came to a halt. So probably in about 2023, we really vamped up and said, hey, we really want to make this a priority for the city of Tolleson.
Now with plans almost complete, excitement is building.
We really care about our community. We listen to our community and see what their needs are, and we, come through with what we've promised them.
The Tolleson Aquatic Center, or TAC, will include many things like a lazy river, water slides, family pool, and the Southwest Valley's second Olympic-sized swimming pool.
It'll have a movable bulkhead, which means that we'll be able to have a dive competition and swim competition at the same time. We're hoping to bring in some Olympic qualifying meets to the Southwest region. We'll be one of a kind here within the city of Tolleson.
Total cost is $32 million. Babchuk says they have all funds necessary, partially because voters approved $21 million in general obligation bonds for construction.
We're looking at what's going to benefit the community, and we definitely are working diligently as possible to bring this TAC, which we call Tolleson Aquatic Center, to our residents.
An exact completion date is unknown at this time, though. City officials tell me they hope to have it done by 2027, and when it is done, they say there will be a massive celebration. In Tolleson, Jade Cunningham, 12 News. The video has more than 2 million views and shows an asphalt crew applying a micro seal to a private street when you hear a pop and see one of the workers dart for the truck.
The second it happens, he runs up to the back of the truck, and from what it looks like, he takes the sealant right to his face. I just have to commend that guy for risking his own safety for no reason but to ensure that the sealant or the pump was turned off on the back of the truck.
Chris lives nearby, and after hearing that pop, went outside to see a geyser of sealant shooting everywhere.
I walk out my front door and the entire street is covered. The hose busted on the back of the truck, it appears.
Within seconds, 2 properties were blanketed with the sticky substance.
The neighbors' white cars in their driveway, all of their landscaping, the other neighbors' trees, the stucco, the exterior finish of the home, everything was just basically covered. It was just a bunch of emotions of feeling very sorry for the owners of the home and the vehicles, But then, you know, obviously you have empathy towards the workers. It was nobody's fault. Accidents happened.
The project was supposed to be a simple surface street upgrade. 12 News spoke with Markham Construction, who hired Cactus Asphalt for the job. They say Cactus Asphalt's equipment failed, which is when the crew acted quickly to minimize damage, and have since cleaned 2 cars, replaced landscaping, pressure washed the sidewalk, and are in the process of repainting the affected homes.
So you just think of tar and you're like, I don't see this possibly coming off, but surprisingly, it did, for the most part. Everybody was really good about it. The owners of the home and the cars were very understanding. It wasn't a situation where you could have gotten like angry because there was no one to blame.
Still, it was a messy situation.
It's just going to be the gift that keeps on giving. They're going to be finding this stuff in the yard for probably the next year.
That Chris says could have been a whole lot worse, if not for the crew's quick thinking.
From what I could tell, they did the best job possible to rectify the situation as fast as possible.
Thanks for watching. You can catch more In the Loop coverage on our 12 Plus app and on 12news.com.